Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Search for the Worst Cartoon, a series where I try to find the worst cartoon ever made because, trust me, it's not Teen Titans Go. And you know what? At this point, if you're still convinced that Teen Titans Go is the worst cartoon ever, then y'all need to, dig deeper. Because Teen Titans Go is nothing compared to this. Teen Titans Go is on the tip of the iceberg compared to some of the stuff that I've seen on this series. If anyone that says Teen Titans Go is the worst cartoon ever made, if they watched fucking Slim Shady show or whatever, they would not survive it. I'm willing to bet. I have to wonder how many people that hate on Teen Titans Go, I wonder how many of them have actually watched the original Teen Titans from 2003. Because I swear, I never saw anyone talk about this show until after Teen Titans Go started getting hate. And even then, Teen Titans Go didn't get hate until a few years after it came out. Teen Titans Go came out in 2013, and the hate for it didn't start to kick in until 2017. That's 4 years after the show premiered. Where the f*** were y'all between that time? I'm sure there are people that hate on Teen Titans Go that actually did grow up with the 2003 series, but I'm willing to bet that a grand majority of people that hate on Teen Titans Go have never seen the 2003 series, and they only pretend to care about it just so that they could be cool and hate on Teen Titans Go, because that's the hip thing to hate on, Mr. Enter said it's bad, so that means I gotta hate on it. It's the cool thing to hate on, y'all. If Teen Titans 2003 never existed, none of y'all would hate on this show. If this show was based on an original cast of superheroes and not the Teen Titans, none of y'all would hate on this show. Seriously. The fact that in the year of our Lord and Savior 2023 people are still hating on this show is just mind-boggling, okay? It's actually crazy. Teen Titans had a finale. Get over it, please, okay? It's been 17 years, okay? The final episode of Teen Titans is older than most of the people that hate on Teen Titans Go. You gotta move on, please. You gotta move on. I'm sorry for going off on that tangent, but after the show that we're going to be looking at today, I really don't care anymore. I have finally reached my breaking point when it came to bad cartoons. I'm gonna start this off by saying that I don't care what your political views are. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. Good for you, whichever one you are. Whatever floats your boat, okay? I don't have political views. I'm not into politics. I'm already depressed enough as is. Thank you very much. I am not reviewing this as a Democrat or a Republican. I am not reviewing this as a Trump supporter or a Trump hater. I'm reviewing this as someone that watches cartoons for a living. And I've got to say, oh mama, I think this is the one that broke me, lads. I think this is the one that broke me. This is our cartoon president. This is a show that ran for 3 seasons from 2018 to 2020. It's meant to be a satire on the, at the time, president Donald Trump, who, we love him or hate him, you cannot deny he was one of the presidents of all time. Out of all the presidents that we've had in America's history since 1776, you cannot deny he was definitely one of the presidents that America has had. Undeniable. This show was created by 5 people. Yes, 5 f***ing people made this thing. Stephen Colbert being one of them. Now, for those of you who don't know, Stephen Colbert is this talk show host. I don't care. My mom is dating someone that watches his show, and a lot of times I find it really unfunny, but I mean, to be fair, late night talk shows are not my kind of show. Listen, I'm sure to someone out there, this is the funniest thing in the world, okay? I'm sure there's someone out there that finds this show funny, and I completely respect that. Unfortunately, I have a strong distaste towards political humor of any kind. I mean, listen, this is the kind of crap that I find funny, so, I'm not one to talk about, what's funny and what's not funny. But yes, this is a show from Stephen Colbert and 4 other people, and it is a very hard show to sit through. Again, as stated before, this had 3 seasons. It ran from 2018 to 2020. It had 46 episodes made. Yes, 46. Out of every cartoon that I've looked at on this series so far, this has the second most amount of episodes, only behind the Lil Sam and Cat show. And even then, Lil Sam and Cat is different because number one, there are some episodes of Lil Sam and Cat that are lost media, and number two, these are short 3-5 minute long episodes, whereas these are 20-minute long episodes. And oh mama, this is a hard show to sit through. I'm just gonna say that right there. I want to start this off by saying, making a cartoon about like any president, this isn't just because like, oh, it's Trump or whatever. This could apply to literally any president, okay? If this was a show about Biden, everything that I'm saying here would still apply. Nothing would be different. If this was a show about like Obama or whatever, it'd be the same fucking thing. I feel like it's really stupid to make a show with like someone as president because like they're not going to be president forever. Like Trump isn't president anymore. He stopped being president almost 3 years ago now. The millisecond Biden became president in early 2021, everything that's in this show became outdated and irrelevant. So like it makes you question, what was the point of even making it in the first place? What was the point? And the funniest thing is that the show actually got canceled when it was announced that Biden would become the next president. So there you go. There's even more proof that this whole show is just pointless from the start. Like there's no point in making it. Even if Trump won the 2020 elections, that's just an extra 4 years and that's it. Once 2025 rolls around, he can't be president anymore. The maximum is 8 years and that's it. I mean, to be fair, it's a horrifying thought, the idea of our cartoon president still being on the air, still having episodes made, but it wouldn't matter. Sooner or later, everything that's talked about in this show, everything that's parody would become outdated and irrelevant. Whatever like big political stuff was happening in 2018 that's referenced in this show, it's long outdated now in 2023, 5 years later. Again, this is not exclusive to Trump. If this was a cartoon about literally any other president, it would be the exact same thing. I'm not gonna have a bias or whatever and be like, oh, you know, if this show was about Biden or whatever, then it would be timeless. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not doing that at all. I also want to move on to the animation, which is, you know, like, adult animation, I'm starting to think was a mistake. I'm gonna start this off by saying that I don't know any of these characters' names, except for Donald Trump, of course. I don't know any of these people at all, but like, I cannot ignore how ugly this show is. This is very much similar to The Prince, in that it's meant to be like a satire of like a political thing, and it also has like really awful character designs. It's some of the worst character designs I've ever seen in a show. What the are these character designs, bro? Like, how do you make an adult cartoon so ugly it somehow looks worse than pseudo Family Guy? Like, that's impossible, bro. How do you do that? How do you make an adult cartoon with an art style that somehow looks worse than pseudo Family Guy? That's insane. I try to be fair with the cartoons that I look at on this series. I try to watch as much of it as I'm able to, you know? Some of the shows that I've looked at on this series, I've managed to watch every single episode for them. This has the second most amount of episodes out of any cartoon that I've looked at on this series. Obviously, I'm not gonna watch every single episode of the show. I'm only gonna watch a couple episodes. My original game plan was that I was going to watch 5 episodes from each season. So 5 from season 1, 5 from season 2, and 5 from season 3. 15 episodes in total. I couldn't even make it past one f***ing episode. It actually is that bad. There's a small part of me that wants to scrap this video and like delay it and then like watch more of the show, but at the same time, like, I have a feeling it's just not worth it. Like, what I saw is basically what I get. I have a very strong distaste for political humor of any kind, and I think that contributes to just me not being able to stomach this show at all, but I don't know. I have to keep wondering, you know, how does it keep getting worse? How does it keep getting worse and worse? You know, you had Red Ape Family, you have The Prince, The Slim Shady Show, High Guardian Spice, and now this. You guys remember when I said the Lil Sam and Cat show was the worst show that I've looked at on this series? Good times, yo. Good times. This might change in the future, but for the time being, this might... I couldn't even stomach one episode. It's just... I've never watched something so unfunny before in my life. It's really crazy to me how we've been on such a really awful streak so far, and this just continues that. Some of you could say it's not fair for me to do this because I didn't even finish one episode. I watched like most of the first episode and then I just called it quits. But listen, there's 46 episodes of this show. I couldn't even bear to just do this. I knew early on into the episode I would only watch the first episode and that's it. But like I couldn't even do that. It was just too much for me to bear. I've never seen something so unfunny before in my life. Of course, there's always a possibility that in the future I would, give this another chance, and yeah, no, that's not happening. Why in the hell would I ever give this a second chance? Why would I ever reevaluate this? Oh yeah, and I just want to bring this up as well. I brought up how this show ran for 3 seasons from 2018 to 2020. The 3rd season was released in 2020, so that means it's gonna have a lot of this stuff. I love being reminded of a time when I was depressed beyond belief and I was genuinely angry. Like I hated the entire world and I genuinely believed that nothing in life would get any better. Thank you for that, Mr. Colbert. I truly love being reminded of that time. Bravo, Steven. If I couldn't even sit through the first episode before calling it quits, then I can't even begin to imagine what these episodes would have, what the season 3 episodes would have, the 2020 episodes. Regardless of how you feel about Biden, I'm just gonna say at least him becoming president meant that there would be no more our cartoon president. So you know what? Everyone in the comments say thank you, Brandon, for being the reason why we don't have our cartoon president anymore. I know this is like a kind of a half-assed video, but like I can't even be bothered to look at this thing. It's just so bad, actually, like really wretched beyond belief. Like just these character designs say everything. I've never seen something so devoid of humor before in my life, seriously. Anyways, that's about it. If you somehow managed to enjoy this video despite it being admittedly half-assed, although that's not my fault, this thing really is that bad, then be sure to like, and if you're new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing, as it would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Adios.